UFC 313 Pereira versus Ankalaev is upon us, baby. It's fight week, man. I can't wait. I swear, this fight week is going to do it for Kenny Okoye MMA, bro. I can't wait to get ace this main event prediction and make everyone cry tears, bro. It's so satisfying, like, looking at the comments so far, of, like, all my videos. Oh, dude, you're just hating, man. You're hating. Oh, you're just a hater, man. Oh, you must just be mad as easy. I can't wait for this fight. It's going to make everyone shut up and eat their words, brother. Because everything I'm going to say about this main event specifically is going to come true. But, of course, we're going to do a full card prediction. And I was looking at the card, man. Some fights are close, and I'm going to talk about it, but I really have a really good chance of going 100% on this card, brother. You guys know me, brother. Dale, brother. I have the best prediction on this app, that 87% prediction rate they say I have, it's not true, bro. In my head, I'm like a 99. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I make mistakes, but this card, expect very close to 100%. There's some fights I'm not sure about and I'm going to talk about. But let's start with the first fight of the night. I said there's fights I'm just not sure about and fights that could affect my 100% rate. This is one of them. Now, I did some research on DeJordan Santos. Dude's name is DeJordan, bro. He looks like a DeJordan. Look at his fucking hairline, like, kind of receding to the Vegeta cut. Like, bro, I can't jack with that. Versus Aussie Diaz, who I've seen in fight in the UFC, who just looks mid. Now, I don't know what the plan is here. I really feel like UFC's trying to bring DeJordan Santos in so he can put the beats on Aussie like Dr. Dre. Hands on him, lots of bass. But is it going to happen? I don't know, because I don't know shit about DeJordan. Aside from his one win that I've seen in Dana White Contender Series. I don't know what else to take from him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he has, like, gas tank. I don't know what he has that could surprise me. But this fight, I don't even feel comfortable picking. That being said, Aussie Diaz just looks really shit to me. So I feel like DeJordan Santos is supposed to go in there and put the beats on him. So that's my take here. Like I said, this is the one fight that I'll probably be like, I don't know, man. Yeah, dude, I just don't know, dude. So I'm just going to go DeJordan Santos off of just 1987-esque photo that's borderline black and white because it was taken in prehistoric time over Aussie Diaz, who just sucks in my opinion. So yeah, that's the first pick of the night. Do what you want with that. Now this one is interesting because I like Magomed Santos. He's really good. He's young, but he's really good. Francis Marshall, he's good, like, records wise. Like, from what I've seen from his footage, he's a pretty basic fighter in the featherweight weight class. So I don't really look at him and be like, oh, he's gonna be crazy. I do think he's gonna be a level up for Santos, better than Santos used to. That being said, I just feel like Magomed Santos is actually a really good fighter. He's a dynamic striker. He can mix up stuff pretty well. I like the way he fights. I like his fight style, and he has the right energy, man. He has the right energy. He's like one of those black Brazilian hybrids who just know how to, like, kind of maneuver really well across of every martial art. So I do think Magomed Santos is gonna have a good time against someone like Francis Marshall. I wouldn't be surprised if Francis Marshall makes Santos work a little bit more, but Santos being as explosive as he is, I can see him getting a fairly comfortable win here. So yeah, we'll see how Francis Marshall comes out, but I'm not expecting Marshall to do anything that's going to surprise Santos. I think Santos is going to, like, just put the beats on him. It's going to be a comfortable win. He might get challenged, but let's see how the fight looks in the first couple minutes before I can even come to that conclusion. But I am pretty comfortable, very comfortable with Magomed Santos winning. He should win this fight. If he doesn't, it's going to be a pretty considerable upset. I don't know what the odds are for this fight. It's not even available, but I feel like if Santos loses, that's like, it's not supposed to happen. It's an upset. But yeah, Santos for that fight should be comfortable. Now this one, Alex Morono, bro. I don't know why his last name always throws me off. Morono, something like that. And Carlos Leal, who's going to be juiced to the gills again. Now, I'll be real. Carlos Leal did beat Renat, in my opinion. It was close. Like, I can see a world where Renat won, but in my heart, I had money on Renat, so I celebrated. But, like, deep down, I was like, you know what? Carlos low-key didn't lose that. Is he going to be juiced to the gills again? Probably. Alex himself is just kind of a mid guy. Like, he'll win some, he'll lose some, he'll win some, he'll lose some. But, like, just the way Carlos Leal looked in that fight, I just don't see Alex beating him if he's going to fight like that. I just think Carlos Leal, just make sure he's still juiced to the gills. He's going to come in marauder maxing, landing the heavy shots, forward pressure. Forward pressure is going to be a problem for Morono. Let's see how he deals with it. But I do think Leal's going to come forward, like, forward pressure him, muscle max him in the clinch. He's just going to be a fucking, he's going to be one big steroid to deal with. And I don't know if Alex is going to be able to keep up with the pace and the strength of Carlos Leal. Like, Renat is just tough and durable. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he's as tough. I don't think Alex is going to be as tough as Renat was in that fight. And I do think Leal's probably going to win. I don't know the odds. Oh, my God. Minus 575 for Leal. Damn, that's, like, crazy, though. I would think it'd be a little bit closer, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I do think Leal's going to go in there and, like, put the beats on him pretty bad. He's just look at his physique, bro. Some people, like, I don't get how people get away with this. Like, there's no way. Has he been drug tested? That's what I want to know. Because does the UFC just, like, sneak some people under the rug? Like, yeah, dude, just go have a cowabunga performance, man. And just keep using your steroids. Just don't get good enough to get in a title picture. but just keep beating up people in the lower ranks because you're on steroids. Maybe that's what they're doing, bro. I don't know because there's no way this guy's clean. They gotta like piss test him or something. But yeah, I think Leal is gonna go in there and probably beat him. So yeah, good luck to Alex. Hopefully he doesn't get finished. Now this fight is interesting, man. Bruno Ferreira, Armen Petrosyan. Now Bruno didn't look that like him against a boost surprised me. I thought he would come out like aggressive. He did come out kind of aggressive with a boost, but he kind of respected the range and the teeps of a boost. Now Armen's gonna have a long he's gonna 6'3" to 5'9". That's a height differential here. Armen's gonna do a good job in my opinion using his length, and that kind of throws Bruno off. Bruno's usually like balls to the wall forward pressure, but if you're a longer fighter, he respects your length too much and kind of stays at distance. He was like fighting a boost a little bit weird. Like I wasn't expecting the way he fought a boost to fight a boost. And of course Armen's coming off a double back fist knockout by Shara, dynamic striker. But even before that, he was doing good work against Shara. But Shara's all right, man. He's all right, dude. Dale, brother. But I think Armen in this fight is gonna be frustrating Bruno with long extremities. I know Bruno's gonna come trying to juggernaut forward. He might lose the first round and I gotta go in there and attack him. But I feel like he has a lack of confidence when he goes against rangy strikers because he can't close the distance as well. Like being 5'10" in middleweight, it's tough, dude. Especially when you're going against these taller guys. Armen's being one of them, and I just feel like Armen's gonna use length enough on the striking realm, and maybe even mixing some takedowns here and there against Bruno Ferreira, whose takedown defense is just suspect to me. Like I'm not a big fan of the way his takedown defense looks. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what Armen does. We'll see what Armen looks like. Armen averaging .19 takedowns is crazy with a 33% accuracy. But yeah, I do think Armen's gonna mix it up. Like if this striking is opening up, then boom, shoot a takedown. Because Bruno Ferreira's takedown defense has always been kind of suspect to me. Like sometimes he just gets taken down from these poor attempts when he fatigues. And Bruno's gas tank is like, I feel like he goes really hard, hard trying to get the finish early, and when it doesn't present himself, he kind of looks like, bro, I don't know, he looks a little lost, man. He looks a little bit like he's starting to not believe in himself. But we'll see how this fight goes. I do think Armen's gonna pull it off, but we'll see how Bruno Ferreira comes out. I don't know the odds with this. Yeah, it's almost pick him. Armen's a -142 plus 120. The plus money actually looks good for Bruno here, but I really do believe that Armen's just gonna be too long and too annoying to deal with for Bruno Ferreira. So my official pick is gonna be Armen Petrosyan. All right, this fight is interesting. Joshua Van versus Ray Tsuruya. These Tsururas, man. I was about to say Tsuruya Taira, but I'm not. See, I'm not. Listen, brother. Relax. He's 10-0. Now, I respect the undefeatedness of this guy. But one thing I'll tell you guys, like watching footage on him, he's good, he's talented, but he's nothing special. And I feel like, first of all, undefeated fighters in 2025, there's some curse around you guys. You guys just aren't winning. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep that in mind when I'm making this pick. But Joshua Van, people know him as a slow starter, which he is. But specifically, I feel like you're not going to give Joshua Van a lot of problems if you're not if you don't have a significant reach advantage or length advantage over him. Ray Tsuruya does not. They're about the same height, 5'5" to 5'6". So this is the first time Joshua Van's not giving up a decent amount of size or reach advantage. So I feel like he'd be more comfortable here. Of course, the Charles Johnson fight, he was getting the beats on him, but he was just longer. He was just using his range better. The Ray fights, I think Joshua Van's going to have a better time even starting pretty well. I don't think he's going to start super slow. I think he'll start pretty well compared to his other fights in this fight. And I just think he'll overwhelm Tsuruya with just his combos and his output. And he's going to beat him maybe every single round. I do think this guy's O is going to go. But we're going to have to see how aggressive Van comes out. Because sometimes Van can be a slow starter sometimes, but I do think he's going to start a little bit quicker this fight. So I do got Joshua Van. His boxing, his combos are just too much. He's relentless too. He'll always walk you down. It's really methodical the way he walks you down, because he look like it's not crazy forward pressure, but he knows when to push you against the fence and start unloading on you. So I do got Joshua Van. I think he's going to be too much for him. The odds, okay, Joshua Van is a -192. Okay. Yeah, I think those odds are pretty fair. The undefeated fighter, of course, people are going to want to go towards the undefeated guy, but I'm telling you right now, after watching film on him, he's good, but he's shown me nothing special. He has some wrestling on him. I did not take that into account. But he averages 5 every 15 minutes. Is kind of crazy. That looks a little bit, this could be misleading. He does wrestle though. He does have good control time. But yeah, Joshua Van's not even it's not easy to take down as well. So we'll see, man. Actually, I'm interested in this matchup more. How much control time does he actually rack up? Yeah. Okay, so he controlled him for 6 minutes, and then he got control for 4 minutes. Okay, so he's a little bit back and forth of a scramble. Yeah, I still got Joshua Van. That's not going to change my pick. But yeah, we'll see how this fight goes. Joshua Van officially, though. Now, this fight right here, I just finished watching Rizvan Kuniev. I just watched this fight with Ferreira. Listen, he's not bad. He moves well. Why does he look like a refrigerator? Like, he moves well for his size. I don't like the way they did him in this picture, brother. I don't know, something about it, brother. It doesn't look too dialed to me, brother. He looks like a big Ikram with a belly. But, nah, I don't know. He looked good. Like, he moves well. He has some good kicks. His striking's not bad. He was wrestling decent against Ferreira. You know, he's getting reversed sometimes, though. It's just a weird fight, you know. Like, 2-0, man. And it's just, like, it's weird because, like, I want to believe in him in a little bit. You know, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. People are, like, all shitting on him. He's not bad. He actually looks good from what I've seen. Curtis Blaydes, though, is, like, a really dynamic fighter. I feel like he's a decent striker. Not crazy. He can strike a little bit. You know, and his wrestling is, of course, like, glazed, even though he's not. He got destroyed by Jailton Almeida. Just Almeida's a real bad man. You get me, bro. But overall, this fight's going to be interesting to me. But my whole thing with Curtis Blaydes that I've noticed, like, the only people he loses to, though, have, like, absurd knockout power. Like Derek Lewis, you know, Ngannou, and Aspinall. You know, like, Curtis Blaydes doesn't really lose to anyone unless you have some kind of, like, I can really put you away. Kuniev doesn't have that. He doesn't have that. And Kuniev does like to wrestle. Now, is he going to go in there and try to wrestle Curtis Blaydes? Maybe. I actually think he will. He's probably going to have confidence watching the Jailton Almeida fight and seeing the success Jailton had. But Jailton's also a pretty good wrestler. Took him down 9 times in 1 round, man. We'll see. This fight's interesting. I don't think it's like one-sided for either way. Like, I'll be real. People are like, yeah, man, they're sleeping on Blaydes, dude, in this fight. I do think Kuniev's going to bring him a good fight. So it's really hard to assess fully. Actually, what are the odds for this fight? They're not available. Like, it's just hard, man. Because I know Blaydes is more proven, and Blaydes is the veteran, and Blaydes should really go on paper. Blaydes should go in there and put the beats on him like Dr. Dre. But then again, Kuniev is just tough, and like he could grapple, he could strike pretty well. It's gonna be interesting. They're both like the same height, not really giving up any. Like Kuniev might be bigger in frame. It's gonna be a tough fight for Curtis Blaydes. It really is, man. I actually don't know who to go here. This fight's so weird, man. I want to say follow the money. Like, I don't know who the underdog is, but I would like to say follow the money, but it's going to come down to if Curtis Blaydes can deal with the pressure of Kuniev. Because Kuniev is pretty reliant on the front foot. Like, he comes forward a lot. Curtis Blaydes isn't on the front foot a lot. He likes to circle, find his timing. Maybe, you know, he's not really like, oh, let me try to Marauder Max. Kuniev is, which I feel like always just looks better visually. Fuck. Official pick, though, is like, man, this one's hard, bro. I'll be real. This one's a 50-50 for me. But I am going to... Fuck it, I'm going to lean the underdog. I don't know if he's the underdog, but I'm leaning Rizvan Kuniev, because I feel like from what I've seen from him, he can give Curtis Blaydes trouble. But then again, you got to remember what I said about Curtis Blaydes only ever lost if he gets chinned. But I think Kuniev could bring a different side of him, especially just coming off a knockout loss. I don't know how Curtis Blaydes is going to look, but Curtis Blaydes should probably win. But I just have a gut feeling, man. I'm going to go Kuniev, man. Now, I might surprise some people, but I'm going Kuniev, man. Hey, it is what it is. Now, Bobby Green versus my favorite fighting nerd, one of my favorite fighters, Marcio Ruffy. Now, why is King Green flexing like a kangaroo, bro? You're not hard, bro. Like, why are you kangaroo maxing, bro? Like, you ain't tough. But look at the record of King Green, man. This guy's a GOAT, dude. Nah, Ruffy's striking style is beautiful. I actually like this matchup because it's going to go strike for strike. You know, coming off a loss against Paddy the way he did, but Bobby Green showed poor fight IQ. He shot a takedown against someone who's really good at BJJ. Now, he's actually going to wrestle Ruffy. I think he's going to wrestle Ruffy. He just is, because if you're going to shoot a takedown on someone like Paddy, who's a great BJJ, you're probably going to shoot a takedown on a primary striker. Is he going to take down Ruffy? That's something else that I don't know for sure. But what I know about Ruffy is that his striking style is very good. He's very dynamic. It flows really nice. The second Marcio gets in a flow, it's over for Bobby Green, in my opinion. Like, you can't let Marcio get into a flow, because if he gets in a flow, he starts to tag you from different angles. He uses his length really well. He's one of the few fighters who uses his length and relies on reaction time and counter punches when you come forward to him. So, like, similar to Conor McGregor in his prime, like, if you're gonna come in like recklessly, like sometimes Bobby Green does, you're gonna open yourself up to a counter from Ruffy. So we're gonna see how that looks. I do think this fight should be comfortable for Ruffy, because it's going to be a primary striking fight. But we'll see if Bobby Green tries to use that college wrestling, that background high school wrestling, man, and sees if he can use it against Ruffy. I think he's going to try. I don't think it's going to work. I don't know the odds for this one. Not available. But I'm assuming Ruffy's going to be a pretty sizable favorite, because the hype won, and then just how good he's been looking, his finishes. But I am going to go Ruffy. He even showed good endurance his last fight. He's really good. I like this guy, man. Like I said, my favorite fighting nerd. I just like the aura he carries. He's special for lightweight. Of course, we like his takedown defense, all that. People are going to try to exploit it. I know Green's probably going to try, but I just don't think he's going to work to Green's advantage. I just see Ruffy just putting the beats on him pretty bad, like badly. But we'll see how Bobby Green's tough. He has a chin. for them sometimes, unless you're Jalen Turner. but we'll see. We'll see how Green does. Like I said, Green's a win couple, lose a couple type of guy. Maybe he's due for a win. We're going to have to see against Ruffy, but I do not think he's going to be Ruffy. I have a lot of hype and stock in Ruffy, bro. So don't disappoint me, brother. Better be good fighting there, brother. Dale, brother. All right, moving on from that. Amanda Lemos versus Lasmin Lucindo. Lasmin Lucindo was born in 2002, like me. This girl is like 22. 23. I think she just turned 23 January. But she's so young. She's still green. Like, when I say green, like, yeah, you're young. You're not like... Amanda Lemos is a veteran. I honestly think that Lasmin is just going to be a little bit too inexperienced for Amanda Lemos in this fight. I feel like Amanda Lemos is going to do enough to, like, get the win. I'm actually pretty confident in this win for a women's fight, honestly. I remember Lasmin didn't win her last fight. I think it was against Mariana Rodriguez or something. Like, I remember it went to split decision, and Lasmin definitely lost, but they gave Luciano the win over Mariana. I was like, wow, that's kind of bullshit, isn't it? That was kind of crazy. But yeah, it's not gonna be enough to beat Amanda Lemos, number 5 ranked right now, I believe, and Lasmin, I believe, is number 7. It just won't be enough to beat Amanda Lemos. She's a veteran. She's been here for a long time. You might have scraped that win off of Mariana, but Mariana's not as diverse as Lemos. Lemos has good BJJ, good striking. She's gonna out tough her. Lasmin's still young. I think she's gonna lose this fight and go to the drawing board, but we'll see. I don't know the odds for this. Underdog Lemos. I'm very confident in this underdog pick. I'm gonna say that right now. Very confident in this underdog pick. It's not crazy underdog pick, but I'm very confident in this underdog pick. You guys know I'm 100% on my underdog picks of the night with cards like this, but I'm not gonna use that yet because there's an underdog in the main event that we're gonna talk about a little later, darling. But yeah, this is a really sleeper. This is a sleeper underdog pick that I'm definitely gonna put my money on and keep my eye on. But yeah, Amanda Lemos is gonna probably beat Lasmin. Lasmin's a good strike. She's good in the first round when she's green. When she gets tired, she looks a little bit lackluster, and that's when Amanda Lemos is gonna put the beats on her pretty well. So yeah, I got Amanda Lemos winning that fight. Next, this fight's good. Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Bahamondes. I hope I said the last name right. Ignacio had that banger fight in the Sphere. He's a good fighter. I like the way he fights. He's a good striking style. He's dynamic. Lands a good amount of significant strikes per round. He averages 7, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Not much for the takedowns of the wrestling, but when you see him strike, he's very talented. Now, Jalen Turner is one of those guys who should win every fight, but he loses all these fights. This is another fight he should win. Does that mean he's going to lose? No. He's not going to lose to Ignacio. Ignacio is tough. As far as striking goes, Jalen Turner is one of the best strikers. His biggest kryptonite, I believe, is him not capitalizing on appropriate moments. Like when you hurt Moicano, yeah, man, let me walk off and get that bonus for 300. He wanted that 300K so bad he just walked off. Cool. The fight against Dan Hooker, good head kick. He followed up pretty well, but he just couldn't quite capitalize when he has moments like this. So Ignacio, he's going to have another moment against Ignacio, I think, in the first round. Let's see if he capitalizes on it. Even if he doesn't, though, I know Ignacio's a dog, but so is Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner, of course, like sometimes using a lot of energy in the first round, and then ends up getting fatigued, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's going to be a problem for him against Ignacio. I believe he cut the dreads off. Maybe he has superpowers without the dreads now. We'll see, man. But I am pretty comfortable on Jalen Turner, not just because he's like looks and built. He's like built like me, brother. He's 6'3", 155. Brother, dale, me 6'4", 177, big, strong, handsome guy, I respect Jalen, brother. We got to stick together, man. The long, lengthy man, skinny for his weight class, but so is Ignacio. Ignacio is that 6'3" build. They're both like very similar in frame. And I've always said that if everyone who's similar in frame, like the Joel Alvarez, Jalen Turner's, Ignacio's, all these guys, if they end up fighting each other, I really believe that Jalen Turner is going to be the best striker out of all of them. That being said, I do have Jalen Turner beating Ignacio, and I do think he's going to do it comfortably. I don't know the odds. Okay, pick him. I like that. That was a fair pick him. That's a fair pick him odds. I do got Jalen Turner winning this pick him odds. So I'm like, some of these odds are close, but I'm actually pretty certain that Jalen Turner wins this fight. Like I said, the Renato Moicano performance sucks, man. But like, you really want that fight in my heart. But yeah, Jalen Turner is gonna beat Ignacio. We're gonna see how tough Ignacio is because he's gonna have to weather some storms to, last with Jalen Turner. But we'll have to see how that fight goes. But I do have Jalen Turner winning, 98%, maybe like 80%. I'm pushing it. All right, co-main event of the evening. Short notice fight for Rafael Fiziev, but he's going against Justin the Highlight Gaethje now. I believe it's Gaethje the underdog. Someone told me that. Okay, Gaethje's the favorite. Someone just lied to me. But yeah, they fought before. Their fight was great before. Competitive. Just like every Justin Gaethje fight. He's kind of like brain dead the way he fights, which is fine. It makes for a fun fight. Now, Rafael has been out. He's been injured. He's been recovering or something for a long time apparently. I don't know how much he's been training. And he lost to Gaethje last time. Now, since he was recovering and got hurt, Gaethje has fought twice. knocked out Dustin Poirier, I believe, and then he got knocked out by Max Holloway. Now, one thing about Gaethje I've noticed for most of his losses, if you're going to beat Gaethje, you're probably like a world-renowned boxer in your weight class to a sense. Like, Gaethje struggles with sharp boxers, specifically because he loops his punches a lot, and if you're a smart boxer, you know how to find the timing and counter him when he's doing that, or you just find the timing on him because he's not very responsible in his hands. However, if you make it a dogfight and it's a kickboxing match, you're gonna have a really hard time beating Justin Gaethje because he just knows how to use his kicks to set up a lot of things. So if you're throwing kicks with him, he's just gonna have an easier time landing his looping. I don't know what it is about him doing well against kickboxers but sucking against boxers. Now Rafael Fiziev's a kickboxer, so he's one of those guys who are like, I know he's not gonna be a precise boxer. Rafael Fizieve was doing some great body shots and body work on Gaethje, but that opens up some looping punches for Gaethje in the head, which should not land against like decent boxers, but it'll land against a Fiziev. Now, it's just hard to go Fiziev, especially on short notice. And considering he lost the first fight, and Gaethje's been active since then, and Fiziev has not been fighting. It's hard to like pick fighters coming off the couch nowadays for me, because every time I've done it, I've got it wrong, like for the most part. I know some of them are older, like, oh yeah, Kobe's older, and like, you know, Cejudo, all these guys, but I know he's young, but I don't think it's just a wise thing, especially if you haven't lost to the guy already. When you're at your peak when you lost to Gaethje. People are like, oh, Fiziev's next up, he's gonna destroy Gaethje. Then he loses to Gaethje. Now he got hurt, took time off. I don't know how the injury is. Hope it's good. You know, he's gonna beat Gamrot, by the way. But you know, now he's back, and I just don't know if he's gonna be that peak shape. And I think to beat Gaethje, he's gonna need to be like that same form he was back then, but maybe a little bit better. And I just don't think he's going to be that because the ring rust is going to be real. And I think the ring rust, by the time he tries to shake it off, Gaethje's going to be up 2 rounds, you know. Maybe Fiziev has a good third round, but Gaethje's not going to be the type to fatigue. If you want to go war with Gaethje, you go to war with you. He's not going to be scared of you, you know. He's not going to be, oh, yeah, man, let me just run away the whole time, you know. Gaethje is okay with going to war, and I feel like if they go war for war, it's going to be harder for Fiziev to be back. It's going to be harder for Fiziev to go back into a war after so much time off compared to Gaethje. So even though Gaethje lost to Max, that was a good little fight right there. Gaethje's a scrapper. You know, Fiziev doesn't have the correct attributes stylistically to beat someone like Gaethje who struggles with primary boxers because he's a very heavy in his kick game. Therefore, I'm going to go Gaethje again, winning the second fight. But you never know, man. You never know. We'll have to see how that fight goes, but official pick, I'm going Gaethje. Still a close fight, though. Main events of the evening. Dale, brother. We got Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev, brother. Now this fight, I love moments like this. These are the moments the sport is made of, man. These are the moments the sport is made of, dude. Cowabunga sports, dude. Nah, listen, man. Pereira, great champion, great striker, great kickboxer, you know, great wrestler. Point being said, Alex Pereira, he's coming off some great wins. Great wins. Now, before Pereira fought Khalil Roundtree, I made that video called Come Back to This Video When Pereira Struggles and Then Beats Khalil. And in that video, I was saying things like, Khalil's going to be the first person Alex Pereira is going against in the weight class, like recently, who's defensively sound and has good lateral movement. Now, he knocked out Jamal Hill before with poor lateral movement, poor defense. He knocked out Yuri before that with no defense. Doesn't even know how to keep his hands up. Walks forward, plotty. Easy for a counter striker to put him away. Now, Khalil was someone with a high guard, moves well laterally. He can circle the ring pretty well, and he has a quick blitz while being southpaw. I knew that was going to give Pereira problems. Now, in that video, I said Khalil will be beating him up, but eventually in the 4th round, I said in that video, I predicted it perfectly, but people didn't want to listen to me. I said in the 4th round, that's when Pereira's going to catch him because why? Khalil's going to fatigue. Now, one thing about Khalil, people are like, Khalil's fast in ink. He's not fast in ink. He's not fast in ink. People are going to be like, oh, but Ink might do the same thing and get tired and like Khalil. No. What Khalil does is that he stays fully out of range and then he explodes in using his full body to get into range. That's different from how Ankalaev explodes into his punches. Now, Ankalaev is constantly on a front foot, moving his head, moving a lot. So he's not exploding his foot. He's not staying out of range, then jumping into range. With his forward pressure, he's always in your face. So he doesn't really move with his body forward to land his straight punches on you. He moves with his arms, his shoulders, because he's already in front of you, and then he ducks down and he'll hit you with a straight punch. Now, Khalil is different because he'll high guard you, play safe from distance, and then he'll use his whole body, like legs, everything included, and he'll literally jump into you with straight punches. Now, that's a problem because you're going to fatigue with that. Ankalaev's fight style is different. He doesn't fatigue like someone like Khalil, probably because he has better endurance, but not only that, it's just he doesn't use as much energy and exert as much energy as someone like Khalil, but he's more effective with his straight punches, which is interesting. Now, Pereira struggles with straight punches specifically from southpaws, from the left hand. That's just how he is. You know what I'm saying? He's been rocked before. We've seen him rocked before on multiple occasions. You know, he's able to get hurt. Now, there's a misconception that if someone gets knocked out here, it's gonna be Ankalaev. I can't wait for this fight for that reason. Oh my God, I can't wait for this fight for that reason. Stylistically, Pereira's biggest weakness is his straight punches going against southpaws. These are just facts. I'm just looking at facts. Stylistically, he struggles with straight punches. Specifically, struggles with southpaws more than anyone. Now, people can be like, he doesn't struggle with southpaws. He beat Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill's a southpaw with a lack of lateral movement. Ankalaev is a southpaw with great lateral movement, great eyes, great head movement, great pressure, great pace. He's different from Jamal Hill. Now, the only southpaw he went against with good lateral movement and defense was Khalil Rountree, and he struggled, and the only reason he beat Khalil was he fatigued. If Khalil could fight like Ank and not fatigue, he would have destroyed Pereira for 5 rounds straight. That's just a fact. Now, Ankalaev can't fatigue, has a better straight punch than Khalil, and on top of that has better knockout power, in my opinion, than Khalil. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he could wrestle. The wrestling's a whole different story. Now, let's look at Ank now. I'm analyzing Pereira's weaknesses. Now, let's talk about Ank, because Ank does have weaknesses. Now, a big weakness that everyone brings up is the leg kicks. Now, we're going to address that in this video, so hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. Now, the leg kicks of Pereira is his biggest pro, and it's also Ankalaev's biggest weakness on paper as far as striking is concerned. Now, people like to look at the Jan Blachowicz fight. Man, Kenny, look at the Jan Blachowicz fight. He was going shin to shin with Ank, and he was beating him up. He's landing those shots. Yes, Jan was kicking from his rear kick, landing on Ank's front leg. And what was it doing? Ank was checking most of them, but most of them were going shin to shin. Not most of them. I lied. Actually, not really. He was not really checking most of them early, but later in the fight, he tried to check him, but by then his leg was trashed. So he was throwing from the rear kick. Now, one thing about Jan Blachowicz, I don't know what is with his bone density. He was doing it against Pereira too. He'd go shin to shin with Pereira, and Pereira would like stop kicking. Pereira's like, what the hell is this guy doing? Let me just not kick against him anymore. Rewatch a Jan Blachowicz and Pereira fight. I'm telling you right now. He would go shin to shin with Pereira. Pereira hated it too, because he's like, why is he doing that? Like, you're hurting me. You're hurting me and you're hurting you. Stop doing it. Jan Blachowicz's bone density, I just feel like it's a little bit different from other people's, because he goes shin to shin with a lot of people, so he gives himself damage, but in return, he's making other people hurt as well. Like in the Ankalaev fight, it worked to his advantage, because Ankalaev was like, bro, this guy's bones is weird. So, right? That's a weakness in that fight. Now, what did he do? How did he win that fight? With one leg, he was still able to take down and out-wrestle someone like Jan Blachowicz. Now, Jan Blachowicz is not a great grappler, but he's good enough to control and like destroy someone like Pereira in the grappling. Cool. Now, all that fight showed me was if Ankalaev has one leg, he'll still be able to control and take down someone like Alex Pereira. Moving on from that, now people still say it's a weakness. I know if you still say Ankalaev can't take leg kicks, you didn't watch a Rakic fight. Rakic was blasting leg kicks like no other in that first round. Every single one was checked. And what was Ankalaev doing after he checked the leg kicks? He was responding with the left hand down the pipe, which in return turned Rakic into a, let me try to stand in front of you and low kick you too. Let me run away from the whole fight. Now, Pereira is not going to do that, and it's not to his benefit. When Pereira is throwing these leg kicks and getting countered, Pereira has a mental thing in his head where he doesn't understand how to recover. You know, Rakic did it too much. Rakic was running away because he was just scared of the power. Pereira's not going to do that. He's going to try to like, oh, it's okay, I'm okay, I'm still going to be here. Just like when Izzy rocked him. Remember when Izzy rocked him in 281 and the end of the bell, he just stays in front of Izzy because the ring's over? He was like, didn't even know where he was, but he's in front of Izzy with an angry face. Same thing happened in 287. Izzy rocked him, same exact combo. His head went down. Immediately, Pereira comes back up and is right there, and Izzy counters him again. Boom, boom. He falls and gets knocked out. Pereira doesn't have that capability of understanding, I'm hurt. You're hurting me. I'm going to keep coming forward, which people think is going to be a positive. I heard Lucas Tracy's talk about it. Yeah, man, he's going to just keep walking forward. He's going to keep... That's not going to be to his benefit here. If you get hurt by Ankalaev, and instead of taking some time and like circling or backing up and you're just coming forward again, you're going to get chinned. And good luck. Cutelaba happened to Cutelaba. Cutelaba sucks, Kenny. Cutelaba will take down Pereira and wrestle fuck him. Anyways, like, I'm just saying, bro, look at his knockouts. People are sleeping on how good of a counter puncher Ankalaev is. So if Ankalaev hurts you with a straight hand, and then Pereira keeps coming forward, he's going to in return get knocked out. I guarantee any amount of money on it. And this is just in the striking realm. So now that we established the leg, and on top of the, let me touch one more point in the leg kick. And this is important. Jan Blachowicz was throwing from the rear leg against a southpaw opponent. Lucas Tracy was preference in that. Other crazy preference. Oh, he was throwing from the rear leg. He was hitting him with the rear leg. If you know Alex Pereira, when someone's a southpaw, he throws with the lead leg. Now, there's two negative things that come from throwing with the lead leg. First of all, it's a little, you can see it more. Like, it's not as non-telegraphed as the rear leg. That's one. Two, first of all, it doesn't have as much significant damage as a Jan Blachowicz kick, because Jan Blachowicz throwing from the rear leg makes it more likely to go shin for shin, while throwing from the lead leg is probably going to slap on the side of the calf or something like that. It's not going to be as painful from like a pain perspective, because going shin to shin is not as bad as getting hit on the side of your calf like that. It's just not. And on top of that, when Pereira throws his lead leg like that and he misses, because he does that a lot, his whole body is like out of rhythm. Like when he throws the lead leg, just the way his hips move, he always like crosses his legs, or he just misses and he's just out of position. And that leaves someone like who's a great counterpuncher like Ankalaev to be able to land a punch straight down the pipe, which is important. Now, another thing I want to talk about, because Lucas Tracy said this in his video talking about, he always put, Ankalaev has his hands down when he throws punches. It's the worst, it's the most cherry-picked thing I've ever seen in my life. I could screenshot anyone who throws a punch and their hands aren't at their face. If you throw a punch like this, your hands are going to be down. If you throw a jab, your hands are going to be down. When you throw a jab, you have holes in your game. I've seen people go on tangents like, oh, Pereira just seems like Ankalaev seems like he's just always open to a left hook. No, these are clips of him throwing punches with his hands low. Ankalaev's very defensively sound. He has really good eyes. Relies on head movement a lot, which gets him out of a lot of bad situations. Stylistically on the striking, I just broke down how Ankalaev actually has a striking advantage. And you guys aren't going to listen to me. I don't want you to listen to me. I don't care if you listen to me. I hope you put money on Pereira so Ankalaev goes to underdog even bigger. I don't care about that. Good. Keep that energy. I hope you pick Pereira. That's not my point here. He's a better striker. I know it. You don't have to. Now that we established that, we can look at the grappling realm, because I feel like grappling is important too. So let's look at the grappling, because that could definitely be what the fight is. Ankalaev has posted on Twitter his grappling footage, his grappling shoe, said let's wrestle, 25 minutes, get ready. You could be like, oh, I just think he's not going to say. He's probably not going to wrestle. As a poetard, you would want to believe that, because you know if they wrestle, he's doomed. Alex Pereira has been taken down by every single person who attempted to take him down. Blaydes, Bruno Silva, Israel Adesanya, Jan Blachowicz, Yuri Prochazka. All those guys attempted and succeeded. Jamal Hill didn't attempt. Khalil Rountree didn't attempt and accidentally took him down because Alex Pereira opened up with a straight kick, got his leg caught, and thrown on the ground. Cool. These are all just facts, man. It's not hard to take down Pereira. Now, a big thing I keep seeing is that, guys, why do people think Ank's a wrestler? He's not a wrestler. Wrestlers can only take down Pereira. I don't care if he's not a wrestler. No, wrestlers can't only. It's not only wrestlers who take down Pereira. I don't know if you're like living under a tree. It's all strikers who take down Pereira. Every time Pereira was taken down, it's not by wrestlers, it's by strikers. So trying to say Ankalaev's not a wrestler, stop expecting him to wrestle. You're an idiot for saying that. I hope you know that. I hope you know you just have no common sense at all. So now you sound like a goofy. Now you're like, oh wait, I sound like a dumbass, because it's not wrestlers take him down, it's strikers. So yes, keep saying Ankalaev's a striker and he's not going to take him down. We'll see what happens in the fight. So at the end of the day, I broke down how he's a better striker, he's a better wrestler, he's better everywhere. Now the only thing Pereira has is a puncher's chance. And who has a puncher's chance as well? Ankalaev. So the only path to victory that you see Alex Pereira winning, Ankalaev has the same chance at winning in that same exact aspect. You know Ankalaev has more of a chance to win, but deep down, you're just going to go Alex Pereira because you feel it in your heart and you just feel bad, dude. Yeah, I just want him to win because he's cooler, dude. Cowabunga, man. Go for it, brother. Dial it, brother. Trust me, bro. I'm not stopping you. But after I get this prediction right, I want you guys to come back and apologize. All these comments, man, all you're doing is hating, dude. Cool. I could hate. You could call this hate. You could call it spitting facts hate. You could say I'll call saying the truth hate. So just because I'm saying what's not popular or something, oh, dude, you're trying to be different. No, I'm just saying the truth. And then when the truth happens, you're going to go back to this video and be like, okay, he had a good point. He was cooking. I have nothing else to say. Just let me know what you guys think about these predictions overall. This is the end of the prediction card. I really believe that I'm going to go 100% on this card. If I don't, I'm definitely getting this fight right, which is the only fight I really care about. I don't care if I get the whole card wrong and just this fight right, because at the end of the day, I know what I'm gonna do in this fight specifically, and you know too. But that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.